The participants at Galloway Elementary School showed impressive results after participating in the intervention for 6 weeks. The most dramatic would be the graph to the right, the upper right hand side, which was sight word recognition. You can see there that students grew tremendously in the amount of sight words they were able to read after the 6 weeks instruction. So at the beginning of that time, some students could recognize only 11 words, 20 words, 16 words, and by the end of the intervention, almost all of the students were able to recognize, recall, and read over 90% of the sight words of the 40 sight words on that list. So a dramatic increase in sight word recall. The second graph going to the left, the upper left-hand side, is the fluency scores. These scores, 100% of students improved their fluency scores to some degree. That means that when they were given a standardized fluency test, such as Ames-Webb's word fluency, they were able to read more words in 1 minute than they were before the intervention. What's interesting about this, we found that although all students showed some growth in this group of participants, the amount of growth was not as dramatic as it was with the explicitly taught sight words. And most likely that is due to the generalized standardized fluency test still had unknown words to the students, although they were able to recognize some words that were explicitly taught and obviously read those with more speed than they were before the intervention. Um, the final results on these graphs are the reading levels, which were also fairly dramatic. At the beginning of the 6 week students, there were 23% below grade level and 29% at grade level. After the intervention, we had over 66% of the students reading above grade level and 11% on level. So a large portion of the classroom was either on or above reading level, with just 22% still below level. That speaks a lot to their ability to recall those words that were explicitly taught during that intervention, recognize and recall them in text. So they were able to read further or kind of move up those levels after the intervention.